What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Live in the Tank with Keith Deyo and Aaron Harrison. Yes, sir, my Giants won. For those fans out there, I tell you, going for that two-point conversion doesn't always pan out. But I'm super excited they took the win because, you know what, being a Giants fan nowadays is not easy. So what's going on, guys? It's Take Action Tuesday, and as we wait for a few people to jump on here, super excited about this week. Got a lot going on and really ready to turn it up for this finisher of 2020, man. How many of you guys are having a great day? Go ahead and just comment below. Throw me some likes, throw me some hearts. Let us know how you're doing. If you're seeing this on replay, just go ahead and jot down replay, as we are always chiming in and seeing what questions we can answer. What's going on, CC? How you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day today, and super excited to get back on here. It's crazy. You know, when you start to schedule out plans for the day, plans for the week, we always can find a way to overwhelm ourselves. But you know what? That's what life's about, right? Living in uncertainty, living in that space of growth and challenging yourself to go further. So what's up, CC? Who else we got on here? I'm going to go ahead and make sure Keith got tagged. I did tag him, so. But yeah, what's up, CC? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for the hearts. Appreciate that. It's all about growth today. So as we are at high noon, I want to ask a question. What excites you the most about this week? All right. It could be a word. It could be a phrase. It could be a full dialogue, paragraph, whatever you want to put in the chats below. But what excites you the most about this week? Yes, doing amazing. Living for the day. Love that. Love that. Let's do it. Who else we got on here? Christine, what's going on, girl? Welcome to the tank. Yeah, I'm super excited to have you girls here. I tell you what, that ice of coffee is right. Awesome, 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 awesome. Let's keep it going. So what excites you this week? So for me, it's really the end of October. I think Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. It's going to be a little different this year with everything that's going on, trick and treating and things like that. So we're going to get really creative. So I'm excited about that. Yesterday was my 6-year-old's birthday. He turned 6 yesterday. So excited to see him grow and develop. And so that's part of the excitement this week. And then there's a new challenge that I've entered into. And so really pushing myself out of my comfort zone and really hitting hard in my business and helping people to grow and develop. It's interesting. I've learned so much being in this mode of entrepreneurship, and it's different for everyone, what a business owner means. But as I've evolved into understanding what leadership truly is and how to be an effective leader, I've learned, oh my gosh, how important it is to go first. And sometimes, even though we're comfortable, it may not be the best place for us to grow, right? So I'm pushing myself into a new challenge. Yes, Christine, live for today because tomorrow isn't promised. That's right. I mean, we don't know. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring us, but we do know that right now we are in the tank and we're ready to rock and roll and get fired up. So nothing good can come from your comfort zone. Yeah, Christine, you bring up a really good point, and that was where I was going with what excites me this week because, as I enter into this 7-day challenge, it's not that I set a standard for myself that is mediocre. It's just that I look at what my past experiences have been. And how many of you, by a raise of hands, thumbs up, hearts, whatever, can relate to that, right? You look at setting new targets, setting new goals, and everything is really based on what your past experience has been, and then you come up with a hypothesis, right? An educated guess based on what you know to be the truth. And so, yeah, Christine, right on. And so that's where your support system has to step in, because at that moment, belief needs to be increased. And so sometimes having a good friend call you up and say, hey, I think that you're selling yourself a little short on that goal. Why don't we ramp it up a little bit? And so that was really cool. So I was like, all right. I'm game. Hey, listen, I'm always up for a challenge. And when someone believes in me more than I believe in myself, there's a reason for that, right? And so I embraced that. What's up, Michelle? How you doing, girl? Wow, I love it. PA in the house. Let's go. Maine in the house. Connecticut in the house. Let's go. Let's keep it rocking. And so as we stretch, yes, learn from your past, live in the present, and be optimistic for the future. You know, it's interesting, Christine, you used the word optimistic. Yeah, Christine, I miss you too. Optimism, right? Wayne Dyer, one of my favorite authors, speakers, leaders, amazing human being, said that no one knows enough to be either pessimistic or optimistic. How interesting is that, right? Nobody knows enough. There's always opportunity that you don't know everything about, right? And so either way you slice it, you never know enough to be 100% about something. So always be open. That was the point he was making. He said, have a mind that's open to everything, enclosed and attached to nothing. That's a really powerful statement. And to that point, right, what I was talking about is really pushing for this new challenge. It's when you look at your track record, or you look at the results that you've accumulated over a certain amount of time, and then you're saying, okay, I'm going to set some new targets, some new goals, a new outlook on what I want to go for. That's the thing, right? It's like, okay, do I know enough about what I've done and the results that I've achieved to be able to use that as a determining factor of what to do next, right? Really, really powerful. And so the answer is show up, learn, and grow, and be willing to get uncomfortable, to be a little uncertain, if not a lot uncertain, because that's where the growth happens. And that comes at a very struggling time for most people, because the world around us is being challenged, right? And so now as we step into what it is that we call responsible, what is it that, you are setting your standards from? Is it from something in the past? Is it what you believe in yourself is possible? Is it something that someone told you? There's a lot of elements there. And so what I want to encourage us all do, and this was a reminder, is that whatever it is that you believe you can, times it by 10, right? Because what if that's possible? What if 10xing whatever it is that you had set for yourself is possible? It is. And that's the interesting thing. And even though we feel super uncomfortable, what's going on, Torrance? Good to see you, bro. Even though we may not believe wholeheartedly that it's possible, it is. Because like Dr. Wayne Dyer says, we don't know enough. We don't know enough either to be pessimistic or optimistic. So that's the interesting thing. Okay, so as I encourage all of us on this Take Action Tuesday, that's what it's about. When I think about Tuesday, and for almost 10 years now, I've been doing these wake up morning videos, and thinking about Tuesday now has a new meaning for me. It's Take Action Tuesday. You get motivated, you step into your goals and what is motivating you, your excitement on Monday, right? We call that inception. And then on Tuesday, it's time to take action. Right? You've been 24 hours into the week, and now it's time to really turn it up, turn the juice up, right? So on Take Action Tuesdays, it's time to 10x. And for those Grant Cardone fans out there, right? 10x. How many of you guys remember that 10x book? Amazing concepts. And this is where that can be applied. It's like, okay, whatever you believe you can achieve right now, whatever your goal is for this week, okay, or whatever the goal is for this day right now, whatever you're going to do after you jump off this live, I want you to 10x it, okay? 10 times it. Really push for what is possible, because there are new limitations. And this is sometimes one of the hardest things to hear. We set limitations on ourselves based on the comfort level. Now, we may say that we're getting out of our comfort zone, but really, are we at 100%? And the answer is up to you. I don't know. All right. I can tell you that there's times where I don't play at 100% in uncomfort. I don't. Okay. Or discomfort. I don't play 100% at discomfort. I may play 80%. I play 90%, but sometimes I don't play 100%. And it takes the support system, like jumping on this live and saying, hey, listen, all right, what's the message of the day? What is it that I'm receiving from this message? And it is to 10x that. It's saying, you know what? All right, what is it that I want to achieve? What is it that I set for myself? And now how do I take that to 10 times the potential? Now, all you got to do is put it out there. Put it out there. And it may be a scary thing, right? As you look at your goal and then you times it by 10 and you're like, holy smokes, like, can I do that, right? Can I do that? And the answer is yes. Now, how do you get to the belief and the courage to go for it? Well, you take one step at a time, right? Set a target that's astronomical, 10 times what it is that you had set for yourself initially, and then go ahead and take one step at a time. One step at a time. Because when you do that, hey, what's going on, John? Good to see you, bro. When you do that, what you do is you give your brain the opportunity to come up with strategies and different different things that it can reflect on what it means. Okay, and so let me give you a for instance. So if you set a goal to make $3,000 this week, okay, and then you say, okay, I'm going to 10 times that. Okay, I'm going to 10 times that. So I'm going to make $30,000 this week, okay? Go for it. Now, all of a sudden, you get to Friday, get to Saturday, and you only make $6,000, right? You only get $6,000. What did you just do? You doubled what your goal was because you set the goal to 10 times what it was. But what if you would have set the target to be $100, right? And you set the 10 times to go for $1,000, okay? You make 500. See what I'm saying? So it's interesting how the mind works. You may come up short because, again, things happen. But our response to these things must be anticipated. Therefore, set a target that's much higher than what it was initially, for the fact that even if you miss, it's exceptional. You see what I'm saying? And this was reminded to me yesterday as I was having a conversation, with my buddy. And I'm like, holy smokes, thank you. Thank you. And at that moment, I realized something, is that every master was a disaster, even me. And some wise men had said that in the past, and I can hear it clearly. Every time I set my standards lower to what it is that I know versus what I don't know, and 10x it. 10x it. So by some hearts and some likes and some thumbs up, who can relate to that? Who can relate to something that they had set a target for and hit it or came up short, and it was a real short? It was like, ouch, I should have set the goal for much higher, exceeding what it is that I need out of this, and then going ahead and then hitting it. Yeah, Christine, let's go. Yes, awesome. Awesome. Thank you for the thumbs and the hearts. Because it's about awareness, guys. It's about awareness. As I think about my life and I think about the things that I do and I execute each day, the more that I know and I'm aware of, the more I'm responsible for. So maybe that's the scary thing about learning, right? And stepping into it is when you start learning, you no longer can use ignorance as an excuse and saying, I don't know. I didn't know, right? We no longer can use those things. So don't be scared to learning, to grow, and be open and willing to receive whatever the blessings are out there for you. Don't limit yourself because of what you know you've achieved already. See, that's not fair to you, nor the people that are going to be impacted by the decisions you make. It's not fair. It's not fair because that's the thing, guys. There's no limits but the ones that we set for ourselves. And so even when we set a goal and a target, that's a limit. Okay? That's a limit. So make those limits exceptional, right? Exceptional. Be exceptional in writing down those goals, making them clear, 10xing them and saying, you know what, I'm going for it. Because even if I come up short, it's going to be exceptional. Don't set an exact number on exactly what it is that you want. 10x it. That's what I learned. That's what I learned from that conversation. That's what I wanted to bring to you all today, because I don't know, some of you guys may need this message. I know I did, right? I know I did. And as I grow and develop and understand, even when it comes to speaking, standing in front of the camera and talking to people and being able to display thoughts and feelings and emotion has been something of an art that I've been working on every single day, because you know what? When I pass, I want something that's going to outlive me. And so when I show up in life, I don't want it to just be a good time. I want it to be meaningful. I want it to be intentional. And so that's what I've been working on. And again, it gets really uncomfortable when we get in front of cameras, especially when we don't want to talk or we don't want to do, we don't want to show up. I can't tell you guys how many times, during, really big speaking engagements when I'm talking to some senior individuals of a company and I'm guiding them with some direction. I'm being a beacon and I'm thinking, holy smokes, like, am I going to say the right thing? Am I going to be able to give them the information that they paid for? Am I going to, what up, Kelly? Am I going to be able, Kevin, what's going on, bro? Let's go, man. Yeah, let's do it. I would love that, man. Am I going to be able to provide the value that people are expecting? And you know what? I was reading a book by, who the heck was it by? I can't remember the author. I read a lot of books, but the guy was talking about how it's not about what you think they're going to receive. Just do it, right? Just do it. Be yourself. Be at 100% and fill yourself up with gratitude that your calling is now. Right? That was a really key factor. And it continues to be when I show up on lives, podcasts, things like that, is that it's not about what you're going to receive from me. That's not what I should be focused on. What I should be focused on is making a clear thought a reality through speech. A clear thought through reality. Right? So that's the message for today. Is to take whatever it is that you've set for yourself, your targets, take action on it. And then, set a target, 10x it, right? So if you set a financial target to say, I'm going to make, $500 this week in my goals, in my targets, 10x it, make $5,000, right? Put that on the wall, go after it. Therefore, even if you come up short, you will exceed what you need. And now you'll stretch yourself in what the limitations were at the time when you set the goal, and now you've blew it out of the water. So now you can step into it. Same thing with fitness. Same thing with nutrition, right? I put together nutrition programs for people, and I got a guy right now. He's struggling a little bit. He's got some injuries that he's recovering from, and that's the time when we start getting real fearful and doubtful in our mind, right? How many of you guys, by hearts and loves, thumbs up, how many of you guys have had an injury right in the middle of getting into a groove and fitness and exercise, and then all of a sudden you get hurt or you get banged up, you get sore, and all of a sudden you start thinking in your head, well, should I be doing this? Well, I shouldn't do that. And, you start letting that fester. You keep letting that fester. And what ends up happening is now the comfort zone starts to get farther and farther and farther and farther away from what it was that you set out to do. Okay? And the expectation now is just like, okay, I just want to wake up. I just want to feel good. I just want to feel better. And you're starting to kind of reel back on what it is that you were pushing for when you got that injury, or when you slipped up from your nutrition program, right? Where you had you had a one too many Snickers or Reese bars, right? You know what I mean? Like you started giving yourself some really constructive criticism, and you're starting to yell at yourself, and then you're like, you know what? I'm off the wagon anyways, so I'm just going to go ahead and binge, right? This is what you have to remind yourself. The difference between a lifestyle and a diet is what you do when you fail. What do you do when you fail? Are you learning and living through that moment, or are you using it now as a reason to stop? Okay, that's the difference. So when we decide to stop being dieters of life and we start to be more lifestyle driven and oriented, now all of a sudden when we fail, we say, okay, I've learned, right? I've taken something of quality and now made it even more meaningful, and now I can execute. And so putting it into practical terms is that, you know what, if you had a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich this morning with a glass of some super sugary orange juice when you were supposed to have a shake, then you know what? Maybe for your lunch, be a little more conscious of what you put in to make up the difference and to get your body moving in the right direction without super spiked blood sugar, right? Just take little steps. Just take little steps. And as you do that, right, what you're doing is you're bouncing back off of the learning experience. I tell my kids that I train and that I coach in baseball that, failure is something of a blessing if we are educated on how to use it. But again, we have to have the mindset and the translation to be able to say, okay, this is what it means. And so when I talk about getting out there and talking and speaking and being uncomfortable about what I may or may not be able to deliver, that's none of my business, right? What I need to be focused on is showing up and being my best. and being able to present what it is that I said I can present to me, like putting it out there and then letting the chips fall where they lay, right? So I'm going to get into some of these comments here because this is great. I love how you guys engage. So yeah, let's definitely do that, Kevin. Let's jump on that podcast. I would love that, bro. It would be great to check in with you too, man. See how you're doing, how the boys are doing. Christine, a death in the family did that to you. Okay, and so did COVID. Oh yeah. This COVID thing, I tell you guys, if we ain't learning, you're gonna learn today. Yolanda, what up, girl? YOLO. That can be an example for everything we do. We get momentum, and then something happens to set us back. Then we have to ask ourselves, how can we push through the obstacles and the challenges? You know what, YOLO, I love that. And you know what Les Brown says? He says, what is this doing to me? And what is this doing for me? Okay? The things you got to count on and things you got to count out. See, as we grow and develop these failures, right, and these experiences, it's up to us to dialogue the takeaway and then be able to execute on the lesson. And you bring up a really good point, YOLO. It happens all the time. It especially happens when you 10x that goal, when you start to really go for it. All of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, your brain starts thinking about opportunity, but all of those things that the brain comes up with, you've not experienced at all. So now it becomes a very scary place. And it's okay for those who understand the meaning behind it. It's not okay for those who get overwhelmed and stressed out and decide to say, you know what, this is not for me. I can't do this. Right? And it happens. And so you need that supporting community to remind you. And that's the thing. Don't go on it. Don't go on this journey alone. You won't make it. Trust me. I put the Lord by my side every day. He walks with me. I pray for his guidance through those challenging times. Let go and let God. And then I start to step into my greatness. A very uncomfortable feeling, however, very meaningful, makes life live right inside my day. Christine talks about, but I've pushed through and evolved. Yes, see, you get it. You get it, Christine. Like a little kid learning to ride their bike for the first time. Try again and try again and try again and try again and try again. This is the beautiful thing about life, is that every day, in every way, we can improve based on what we thought we knew. Now it's a decision, right? It's a decision. I love that. Continue to move. Michelle talks about being my best through the obstacles and a major focus, keeping pushing forward, being positive, and working through it to get through it. Absolutely. What's up, Christina? What's going on? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And it's a choice, guys. You know, success in life is a choice. And what success to me means is any goal or target that someone achieves, that they set out for themselves to achieve, they achieve it, right? That's when you're a success. It's not when someone else says, yes, great job. It's not when it's not when you get an award, right? Those things are successful externally, but internally we need to have a really good definition and understanding of what success is. And to me, what I found is that success is the achievement of a target that was set, okay? And everyone is a success. Even when you fail, you're a success, because guess what? If you didn't set a target and you failed, guess what? You succeeded in failing. So either way, you can't lose, guys. You can't lose. We must be better translators of what's going on in life. And once we understand that, that's just the beginning. Because now we must seek more. We must understand and clarify. And I love what John Maxwell has written in his leadership book in chapter 8, for those who want to tap into that. He talks about ladder building, okay? And there's really 4 stages that we must follow every day. The first one is building your own ladder, all right? And putting up against a wall and setting a target and going to get it, right? And learning how to, climb your ladder. Okay, your ladder, not a ladder that someone else set for you, but your ladder. You decided to make a decision and go for something. The second one is level 2, is holding a ladder for someone else. All right, this is when going from soloist to conductor, and that's another John Maxwell analogy. But when you go from soloist to conductor, now instead of playing your own instrument only, now you're conducting and supporting and guiding someone else to hold their own ladder or climb their own ladder. So you're supporting, Okay, and the question is by me holding this ladder for this person, how much further up the ladder can they go? Okay, so that's level 2. The third level is extending the ladder. Okay, extending the ladder for someone. And so now you're allowing them to grow beyond what it is that they see as a target at the top of their ladder, right? So you have made set a target, and now I just helped you extend it by saying, you know what, whatever that target is, 10x it. 10x it now and go to the next level. Now, you may not have even seen that height because the limit that you gave yourself was the initial target. But now I just said 10x it. So that's me extending your ladder. All right. And there's a lot of value there when you help others to extend their ladder. And then the last one, and this is the one that really drives me every single day. This is why I got involved in network marketing. This is why I got involved in entrepreneurship, is helping others build their ladder. Okay. Helping others build their ladder. Now, I don't do anything for them. What I do is I provide the support and belief and encouragement for them to be empowered. There's the key word, empowerment, to say, you know what? I give you the belief from what I know to be true that you can do it, that you can extend yourself beyond what you believe and go out there and build your own, build a lifestyle, build a legacy, build a generation to come asset. Okay. And that's what these 4 levels are about. Okay. And yes, YOLO, all we do is win because when we realize what it all means, then we will understand. Okay. Then we will understand. So thank you, YOLO, for that. Christine says, always forwards, never backwards. Be an arrow. Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes you got to pull back to go forward with the arrow, though, Christine. Remember that, right? And pull back that bow really hard, man, to the point where you really can't pull back any longer and then let it go, all right? But again, you got to have the strength. You got to have the grit. You got to have the belief in yourself to be able to pull that bow back so far, so that it can't go back anymore, and then you let it go. And it creates that power, it creates that momentum. And so it's been a lot of fun, guys. Wow, we just crushed out 27 minutes, guys. I mean, I am really encouraged, by, everybody's comments in here and really jumping on here, because this is where we grow, guys. This is where we develop a new sense of worth and awareness in our world. And with everything going on right now, community is important. It was important before. I really felt that already. But now, like right now, community is imperative. It is so necessary. And we need to lift each other up. Okay, we need to lift each other up. And it's not about us. Okay, it's not about us. It's about now what we're bringing to other people. What are we impacting? What are we making a difference with? And I love how Denzel Washington talks about, don't just live to make a living, make a difference, show up bigger and better, because someone that is not as brave as you is watching you and is encouraged by you. And because you were willing to be in belief of them, they now have extended their ladder and now they believe they can build their own. Yes, YOLO, super excited and grateful for you guys coming back on live. You're welcome. Absolutely. Timing is everything, YOLO. Rose, what's up? Thank you. Good word. Awesome. Michelle, awesome. Let's go. Let's rock and roll. And so for all those who have chimed in today to turn up, right, to take their Tuesday to a new level, thank you guys for chiming in. And for the hundreds of thousands of people that will see this on replay, can continue to keep the message that setting a goal and 10xing it should be what we focus on each and every day, and believing that we have what it takes in us, even when our past doesn't actually reflect what we're capable of, knowing that it's what we've set our eyes on that our goal should be. YOLO, love you. Yes, Michelle, love you. Kelly, love you guys. All of you guys. Let's go. We need community. All right, we'll see you on the tank live and direct here tomorrow, Work Wednesday. This has been In the Tank Live with Keith Deyo and Aaron Harrison. Keith Deyo must be on assignment somewhere. I'll see you on the other side, bro. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. God bless y'all. Mwah. Have a great day, guys.